Hello everyone, welcome back. So this video is going to be a study style or a style study, whichever one is correct. So either way, let's jump right into it. So I prepared a few reference images and I'll show you how I'll go about studying them. So let's get started. So I had this first image that's just a normal front view, almost symmetrical drawing. Oops, let me move this layer here, okay, so we can better see. So if your first thought is maybe just to make a new layer and just try and do whatever the reference is, it's all fine and dandy, but you won't learn too much because you're just following what someone else did without really understanding why they choose certain lines the way they choose. So this is probably not the best approach to learning. Other approach is just to look at reference and just try and make it with what you see. Just try and imitate it as best you can. So let's say this is the head, the nose is around here, this is the mouth, and maybe the eyes kind of look like this. And this is fine because it's an observation, so the more you do this kind of stuff, the more better you'll get at it. So again, this is just a sketch, so it doesn't need to be pretty, it's just for you to understand certain lines and elements and shapes. Okay, so let's try and finish this one up. And after that, let's try another method. So this is the tiara, are the eyes, here is the pupil, okay, two lines here, and the hair kind of cups the head, so it almost goes like this. And at the top of the head, it's a very large head, actually have a bit of a dent here, okay. And the ponytails around here, oh, the ears, I forgot the ears. And here almost looks like a perfect circle, so let's do that. Okay. So this type of exercise, it's really good in building up your line work and your confidence and your sketches, so do as many as these as you can. And again, they don't need to be perfect, so you don't need to spend too much time on it, so just a few minutes, it's more than enough. Okay, and the other approach you can do is just let's zoom in and let's make a grid so we can study the proportions a bit better. So let's choose a different color and let's make a line here. So this is the middle of the face. Let's make it like this. Okay, so this is the middle of the head, this is where the head ends, and around here is where the head ends, so something like this. Okay, well, again, this doesn't need to be perfect, I just want to understand where the head starts and ends and the face shape. So let's choose a different color now and maybe make the line a bit smaller. And based on this grid, let's say this is where the mouth is, the chin, the mouth is on this line, okay, but on the other line here is where the shadow under the mouth is. So I made this line, the line on the mouth, where the nose starts. We won't add a line where the nose ends because we don't really need it, but you can already see they're actually almost the same size. And here is where the eye starts, or the bottom of the eye, and this is where the eye ends, and this is where the forehead ends. So this is where the ear starts, and where the ear ends are on the same line as under the nose line. Okay, and based on this, let's add some vertical lines as well. So for the vertical lines, I think I'm only interested in this part. So this is where the chin switches direction, so this part, and you can see it's almost on the same line as where the eye ends. And let's make a new line for well, almost here, where the eyes start and end. So I just want to see the position of the eyes, and maybe on this part I can also make a line for where the mouth starts, well, one corner and the other corner. So based on this grid, I can actually do again this type of drawing, or I can just maybe duplicate the grid and make it larger a bit. And let's try to do what we've already seen up here. So let's make a new layer and let's choose a color. Okay, so I said the head, the chin kinda starts here and it goes up to about this line. So let's do that. So about here. Okay, and here it's going up till around this line, I believe. So let's do that. Okay, again, this doesn't have to be perfect, it's just for you to understand. Okay, this is the forehead, so where the forehead ends, and if I look here, it's almost the middle, and the hair goes still around the ears, so the ears start around here. Okay, and they go down till 1, 2, 3, this line. So these are the ears, and the hair is going to go around this line. Okay, I forgot to make a line for how the hair stands out, but it's okay, we can just, well, make it by by the eye. Okay, so let's try to add the hair and the line here, and it goes almost here, almost like this. Two lines here, two here. So let's add the nose. The nose is 1, 2, 3 around here, somewhere like this. Okay, and the mouth is on this line. Let's try and redo it, and around, yes, the first vertical line, so kinda like this. Okay, and the eyes go on this line till up here. Okay, so let's do that, and this as well, and they kinda end here. It's in this parameter. Oops, here and then here. Okay, and let's make the circles. And two lines here. And I think the more I look at this, I think the more I need to make the chin rounder. So let's do that. Okay. Oh, I went over this line for the pupil, so we don't really need to do that. Okay, and 2 lines here, 2 lines here, and here we have a extra line. Okay, and the tiara is around here, so it's really close to the eyes. Okay, and here is where the head ends, so maybe something like this. Okay, and the circles here. Again, you can do this grid for the rest, and you don't need to do the grid for each and every drawing, but if you have a front drawing like this as a reference image, you can just study the character's proportion. So if you do this, you can actually understand better how to add a certain character in a different pose. Okay. And the hair here, again, it doesn't need to be perfect, and if I look now, the neck is almost at this line, so on this line and on this line. Okay, so let's do that. And if you use this with the grid, in comparison, you can see you might understand better the proportion. So just out of curiosity, just let me place this grid on my first attempt. You can see it's kinda there, but this again comes with practice. So if you're a bit unsure, you can just use the grid and just try again and better see the proportion. And when you feel ready, just try it by freehand. Again, these don't need to be perfect, you just need to get more comfortable with making lines and just, just try and have a bit more confidence with the pen and what you're doing. So now that I've done this is basically how I would approach the rest of the studies. So I'm going to speed up the video now and just, I guess just enjoy. Okay, so now that we've done the line shape study, let's do the same with the colors. So let's make a new layer, and I would suggest, if you're having trouble seeing colors, I actually had this problem a few years ago. I couldn't see too many colors, so don't worry about it, you will get better in time. And you will be able to see many colors and notice them more easily and also pick them up. So what I would suggest is just look at the reference color and try to actually pick whichever color you think fits. So on a new layer, let's say I think this is this type of yellow, and I think the shadow might be this color, or maybe a bit darker, so around here, let's say. So again, no need to be perfect, you just have to practice so you can manage to see more colors and where to add them and what combination to do. So for the skin, I think it might be this one, but maybe it's a bit more pinkish. Well, maybe not this pink, maybe like this. Okay, and for the shadow, I think it might be around here. Seems a bit too dark, let's lighten it up a bit. Well, something along here. And for the eyes, I believe it's maybe this type of blue. And you don't need to color everything, it's just pinpoint the main color so you can actually have an idea and just, I guess, make a habit of practicing. Okay, and I think I see a highlight in the hair, so let's go back, and maybe it's this color, so let's leave it like this, and the eye white just a bit. So out of curiosity, let's go to the color picker and choose this yellow that I've already eye picked, I guess, and let's see how different it is from this one. So it's almost the same. Okay, so this is what I mean, you will get better with practice. If it's not the same color, don't worry about it, you can just notice it, and notice it down here, and just go through each and every color and just look down here where the cursor is moving. So let's see, this is this yellow, this, you see the cursor moved a bit, and also this color, so it's a bit more orangey. And for the skin, it's almost here, so in the orange part of the spectrum. And for this shadow down here, it's a bit more reddish. So once you do this, you can maybe notice a lot more color. So let's just check the skin tone as well, and it's almost the same. So I don't know if you can see it, mine is a bit more orangey and the actual one is a bit more yellowish, but it's okay, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. You have to try and match it and see, you know, see if you can make it as a habit. So if you just go around and color pick and be like, okay, I'm done, you won't learn anything, because you won't be actually watching this spectrum right down here. So it will be a lot harder to just learn from my point of view. So I'm going to go around for the rest of the sketches and just do the same. Before I forget or forgot, you can change this shape down here if you want to, so it doesn't really matter which shape you want to use. You just make sure you kind of remember all the spectrums and just train your eyes to see a variety of different colors and how different one is from the other. So you also can double click here and see the color code if you need to. And also, if it's helpful. You also have your own color palette that you can make. You can use this one as well. However, I feel like this one is a bit hard to read, but if you get used to it, it might be more beneficial for some of you. And you also have this mix and match color, so depending on what you want to achieve. However, if you just get familiar with this color wheel, I think you can do each and every style you want to. So yes, I guess this is just going back to the basics and just try a simple method and get used to it, and then you can invent or develop your own technique. Okay, so let's continue. I'm going to speed up the video from here on. And again, this is a learning process. You will see me struggling a bit with a few colors. So after I add the colors that I think are the same or they closely match, I actually go ahead and just double check with the original drawing, and if I see the difference, if the difference is too much, then I just go around and try and edit the color again. So I was actually struggling a bit with this particular drawing because it has a pink tint on it, and I just feel like I couldn't match the colors as they were. So again, it's a learning process. It's okay to just go back and just redo it. Just don't spend too much time on it. Just learn what you have to learn and move on to another one. It's the only reason I'm not actually detailing these sketches. I just wanted to learn the shape, the style, and what type of colors they use, so that I can have a better idea of what to add in my own drawing. But this is also a fun exercise, so it was a good study. I did enjoy it. And I hope if you like this approach, you can maybe try it yourself. So at this point, I think I have a better understanding of the style and proportions and colors, so I'm jumping right into the fan art. And I'm making Ollie since I like her so much. And as usual, just starting off with the sketch and just try to, I guess, implement what I've already learned. Well, in terms of proportions, so, and colors. I like using strong, vibrant colors, so I had to tone it down just a bit to match the style and make them more pastel-like. And for the pose, I decided just to go with the portrait. And I was thinking the G pen might be a bit too harsh, so I'm actually using the textured pen instead. And this will look more like it's drawn by a pencil on paper, like the anime was. And for easy circles, you can just go down to the ruler and just click on a figure ruler and choose the circle. And just pick up the pen and just draw over the ruler. And when you don't need it anymore, you can just erase it. Now I had to give it a bit of thought because Ollie has some patterns in her eyes and I feel like it didn't quite match this style, so I had to play around if I add the pattern underneath the eye whites or under, eye highlights. So for now I just kind of moved on to the rest of the objects and I'll see a bit further ahead. And so at the moment there's nothing else to talk about these parts anymore. It's just the line art. It's taking me a long time since I try and make it very I guess crisp and pretty. And for the colors I'll just use the Lasso tool and the Lasso fill. And a bit at the end I will actually add a bit of noise on overlay mode. I think it's called a bit different. It's on filter, render, Berlin noise, and you add it on overlay, and this will add a grainy pattern to the whole drawing or just parts of it depending on where you place the layer. And at this point I'm just going ahead and just add extra sparkles and more dots. And yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you maybe learned something, and I hope I managed to make this drawing as similar to the style I was aiming for. And I wish you good luck, and don't forget to have fun. Okay, bye bye!